Hi, I'm about to read you your bedtime story. We're reading from The Earth Dragon Awakes by Lawrence Yep. 7 a.m. to 8:15 a.m., Wednesday, April 18th, 1906, Chinatown. Chin and his father sit on the rubble by the hole. Their home is now a huge garbage heap. Here is a shoe, there is a plate. Did anyone else get out? Chin asks. Aquan shrugs. Not that I know of. Dust rises in ribbons like tiny ghosts. Their neighbors are gone. The three of them are the only survivors from the building. Why are they the lucky ones? Why did the others die? Chinatown looks like a broken set of toy blocks. Some buildings tilt threateningly, others are mounds of rubble like their home. A few blocks away, he can see St. Mary's Church. The crucifix has fallen from its steeple. Smoke rises from a nearby tenement. More smoke rises from warehouses in the east. Across the way, a small temple is crowded. Terrified people stand outside. They clasp their hands in prayer and bow their heads. They burn incense sticks and written prayers. The fragrance mixes with the dust and smoke in the air. Some even pray in the street. Shocked people wander around Chinatown. No one wants to be inside the old rickety buildings. A man hurries by with half a dozen empty bird cages. Another man pushes a baby carriage full of flower pots. A third carries a phonograph. He wears the funnel-shaped speaker on his head like a hat. The ground starts to shake again. People shout and scream. Within the temple, the praying grows even louder. This earthquake does not last long, but the earlier quakes have weakened many buildings already. A section of a building smashes onto the street. It scatters cobblestones like missiles. One barely misses Chin. He worries about his friend. I hope Henry's all right. Let's look for a telephone, his father says. Bells clang. They draw closer by the second. Out of the way, a man shouts in English. A plume of steam rushes towards them. The crowd darts to either side. Suddenly they can see the big horses pulling the fire engine. Their great hooves clop on the cobblestones. A fire captain shouts through a megaphone. Out of the way! He waves his hand anxiously. When the wagon slips on the stones, he nearly falls from his seat. The wagon halts by the burning building. Flames wag out the windows like salamander tongues. One fireman leaps from the wagon. They unwind the big hose. One of them stands with the hose's nozzle in his hands. He spreads his legs and waits. Another uses a big wrench to open the hydrant. Water spurts out and then stops. The water main must be broken, one of them shouts. He sounds both scared and frustrated. We'll try the next one, the captain says. First it's falling buildings, now it's fire, Aquan says. We better go to Portsmouth Square. It's an open space. It should be safe. Ah Sing and Chin get to their feet and join the crowd. The twisted cable car tracks look like the strokes of a mysterious, dreadful word. Piles of brick, wood, and stone lie everywhere. However, one store has already opened. The owner hastily changes the prices on his signs. He is tripling everything. A few steps ahead, a heavy sack thumps against the cobblestones. Hey, his father yells, jumping to the side with Chin. Sorry, a man calls from the second story of a store. We've got to get our stuff out. Sacks lie all around. Baskets break when they hit the street. Fruit spills onto the cobblestones. Things rain down on them from the upper stories. They have to keep dodging. Someone in a stationery store throws out a case. The lid comes open. Red gift envelopes scatter like bright leaves. In their hurry to save their possessions, people throw everything onto the street. Suitcases, pots, woks, chairs, clothes. The newspaper office is deserted. The printers have escaped. They have dropped trays of metal characters. They lie on the floor like glittering rice grains. They pass by an automobile. The heavy machine rests on its side like a sleeping animal. A little farther on, a wagon has been turned upside down. The horse lies dead in its traces. A stone from a building fell upon it. Chin and his father stop by the building that belongs to their clan. They ask to use the telephone, but the clerk shakes his head. All the telephone lines are down. We can't call Henry then, Chin worries. Does Henry's house still stand? Are the Travises even alive? We'll walk to their house when it's safe, his father promises. They pass by the firemen, who look exasperated as water trickles from the new hydrant. Ah Quan, Ah Sing, and Chin hurry. None of them wants to be trapped in a burning Chinatown. They reach Portsmouth Square at last. The lawn stretches for an entire city block. This morning, though, Chin cannot see the grass. It is filled with people. There are many Americans as well as Chinese. People walk around in a daze. Others weep. Across the street to the east, police bustle in and out of the Hall of Justice. The mayor is there too, because City Hall has been wrecked. Seeing the mayor reassures Chin. Things are under control. No, they're not. It's going to get a lot worse. Abruptly, he hears shouts. The crowd stirs like a flock of startled pigeons. People run by. A man almost knocks Chin over. His father grabs the rude man. What's the idea? The man points, terrified. There is a bull stampeding. He tears free and runs on. The bull's bellows draw near. What is a bull doing here? His father wonders. They bring cattle in from the boats to the slaughter yards, explains Ah Quan. Remember, Ah Quan's a butcher, so he's going to know about these things. The earthquake could have hit when they were bringing a herd in. It is already too late to escape. A huge bull gallops toward them. Its eyes are wide with terror. Its sides glisten with sweat. Its hooves thud against the ground. It lowers its horns. They look wickedly sharp. Ah Quan unrolls his apron and takes out a knife, but the bull dodges and heads for Chin instead. His father darts in front of the bull. As he flaps his arms, he shouts, "Run, boy!" The bull knocks Ah Sing to the side. "Father!" Chin cries. The bull is right in front of him. Then there is a sharp crack. The bull jerks to a halt. A policeman stands there with a pistol. He takes aim and shoots again. The bull falls on its side. The policeman approaches the bull cautiously. It lies twitching, and then he eyes Ah Quan's knife suspiciously. Ah Quan drops the knife and holds his hands up. "Butcher," he says quickly in English. "I butcher." "Then get cutting," the policeman says, holstering his pistol. "We might as well have steaks." While Ah Quan gets to work, Chin goes over to his father. "Are you all right?" Chin asks him in Chinese. His father winces. "It's my ankle." "You saved me," Chin says. Chin was wrong about his father. He isn't dull at all. He should have his own book like Marshall Earp. But he also feels embarrassed. He was wrong to think his father wasn't a hero. As Ah Sing rests, people pile up on the broken crates and furniture. They start fires in the square. They boil water from the broken mains so that it will be safe to drink. Soon they are roasting steaks too. Several times the earth shivers, but the tremors never last long. Each time people pause nervously. They check the buildings surrounding the square, but then they go back to cooking. Chin has never had so much beef in his life. As they eat breakfast, wagon loads of soldiers arrive. "Things are going to be all right now," his father says confidently. "The army is here." Chin watches the columns of smoke rising from the south and the east. Henry should be okay. His house is to the west. His father brushes the fuzz on the crown of Chin's head. "You worry too much." One of the sad things is that instead of using the police or the soldiers to put out fires, what they did is they used the police and the soldiers to shoot looters. Looters are people that steal things. They take advantage when there's a crisis and they break into stores and steal things. And so that's what the army was there for. If they would have used the army to help put out the fires, it might have saved more of the city. But instead, they just used the army to prosecute looters or to shoot looters. All right. That was our bedtime story. And I will see you tomorrow night. Thanks for joining me.